Not really.
We're live. We'll do it live. Oh, I thought you were focusing the camera, Ryan. Good?
Yeah, we're good.
Cool. What's up, everybody? This is Alex Kelly back here with another episode of the Furloughed Film Talks podcast. I'm here with my brother and his dog, Ryan and Max.
What's up, everybody?
We are here for our Tuesday episode of the show. We are happy to be back on the regular schedule. We've got a fun episode today, a fun week of movies and stuff to talk about. A bit of announcement. We will be talking with one of the actors from The Assistant. That interview will come out this coming Friday with Alexander Chaplin. Cool. He was in The Assistant. He was also in a couple episodes of Scrubs on NBC. So we will be talking to him. Can't wait to get some insight on the making of The Assistant with Julia Garner. But today, Ryan, a movie to review called Marie from Netflix.
Yep, the pandemic movie.
Yes.
Or shot in the pandemic. It's not a pandemic.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, maybe.
Got to differentiate those two. And we will also go through the nominations from the Golden Globes that came out this past week.
Few stinkers there.
Yeah, just a couple. The Golden Globes will take place on February 28th, so 3 weeks from today. 3 weeks from yesterday, the Golden Globes will be happening. We will make sure to react to those winners. But first, we got to talk about something that is sweeping the Twitterverse and the just overall, film industry, as it were. Armie Hammer.
Yeah, he got dropped by his agency, didn't he?
Yeah, agency and publicists, because an expose is coming, and there are sure to be some nuggets of I don't know if they're gold per se. It's gonna be some fucked up shit in there, and I am very much looking forward to it. Maybe not looking
ETA on the Armie Hammer biopic.
Oh man, depending on what happened or what
comes out.
Yeah, 3 years, 2 to 3 years.
I don't think anyone will be brave enough to
really take that on.
I hope.
You mean biopic? I thought you meant documentary or something like that.
Oh no. Okay, I could see a documentary a lot sooner than someone trying to make a drama out of it.
No, that'd be weird as
depending
hell.
on if some crazy fucking shit comes out, I could see something based on this coming out.
We haven't really talked about this. Just because I'd always thought that it was the end of the story, what had already come out, but it sounds like something really bad is about to come out.
Yeah, I guess.
So the beginning of the story was there were messages leaked where he had been talking about wanting to eat his girlfriend or something.
But yeah, didn't he say though that they had been faked?
No, I think some people thought that they had been.
What was his reaction to it then? What did
he didn't respond to it at all. He was very silent.
So and then he got dropped from that movie.
Yeah, he got dropped from it was Olivia Wilde?
No, I don't think so. Shia LaBeouf got dropped from that.
Okay, he got dropped from a pretty big movie, and then somebody else just got added to it. But that was the first thing that kind of came out that was what's going on here? And then I think it was Friday or Saturday, he got dropped by his publicist and his agent.
Yeah.
Which that has gotten everybody's antennas up. Why, if they know
because
something.
They waited that. He got dropped from his agency 2 weeks after the initial story.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks since all this came out.
It's been a while.
It feels 2 or 3 weeks.
J-Lo movie.
Oh, okay.
So he got dropped from that January 13th. So over 2 weeks ago.
Could you imagine being on that movie and having to go to the director and be like,
hey,
can we get the cannibal off of this maybe?
He's on set.
I don't really feel like
we should have
working
with
him.
Yeah, I definitely because I bet there's been some crazy shit on those sets. So yeah, I bet it's probably really crazy, but with everything they've probably dealt with before, I can't even say that. It's a fucking cannibal.
Right. Yeah.
Rumors,
there's nothing that could have happened on set before that's like fucking crazier than wanting to eat one of your
girlfriends,
your significant others.
Yeah, which like in the text message she talked about like wanting to like break off, and like one was like I could just rip your heart out and eat it.
Jesus,
I was like
Christ.
I wish I could just break your rib off and like shit, crazy shit like that.
Well, he also, I saw somewhere like, I don't know if it was recent or it was like way back, but he had tweeted a picture of someone's license plate that was like meat eater, or it like slyly referenced cannibalism.
Yeah.
And he was like, I wonder what he's grilling this weekend.
Yeah, I did see that.
I think it was like human eater or something. It's like
it was human eater.
HMNETR. Something fucked up. And he like tweeted a picture of it and was like, ooh, I wonder what they're grilling this weekend.
Yeah, that's so fucking weird. So this is why I really wanted to bring this up. And usually we don't do this type of thing, but like this is too crazy to ignore. What do you think is about to come out?
I don't
prediction time. Come on.
I don't know. Dude.
It's gotta be he killed and ate something. Like
no. I don't think he killed anyone.
I don't think he killed a human and ate them.
I
think he killed some form, like, because there was a rumor that he went hunting and they like killed some sort of animal and he ate it raw.
Okay, that's not all that uncommon though.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be something like really fucked up.
Like I could see it being something like way more fucked up, where like somehow he arranged to get like someone's like piece of flesh or like some organ off a dead body.
Yeah,
like he uses like his money and his Hollywood connections, and he like got something really fucked up.
I didn't realize that his family was super rich before he started acting.
He looks like his family was like super rich.
His family's loaded, and so like that's why everybody was like, oh, that's why he was allowed to like try and do an acting career.
He's a good actor. It's like
he is, but like
he was good in Call Me by Your Name.
He was good. Okay, yeah. So I think he did something really fucked up, and so that's like what's about to come out in this expose. And there's going to be like a lot of messages and a lot of like pictures and like hardcore like evidence of what he actually has already done.
I'm surprised we haven't heard a lot more of people being like, "Hey, this is evidence that like Hollywood is ran by a bunch of fucking satanic cabal, like
cultists
and shit." Yeah, because like.
I thought that too, and I was like, because like none of the stuff that has come out was like he was trying to like eat kids. It was always like,
okay,
which is any better? I don't know. He was always trying to like. He had some weird kinks with his like significant others.
It's just because
none of it was ever like trying. Well, I guess like eating their flesh is the same thing as drinking their blood. What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know. You scheduled the itinerary for this show, bro. So for some reason you wanted to talk about this
because it's fucking crazy.
Do you need something you need to?
No, I do not have a kink for this type of shit, Ryan. I'm just saying this is one of the craziest stories that's come out in a while, and it's nowhere near over. Like.
No, I don't know what to think about though. We'll see.
It's gonna be crazy.
Like, is there a rumor that something's gonna come out? Is there like
everybody just thinks that because he
was an ETA on this shit, or
no? Like they think it's like any second now, and like it's because your agent, your publicist drops you.
Yeah.
The immediate thought is, oh my god, they know they know something's about to come out, and they wanted to be ahead of it, and we're just basically like, fuck you, we're done. And so like that's why they dropped him, because they know something's about to drop. Like they know,
they like as soon as this story came out, they started doing like their own investigation. They got their own like private investigators start looking around.
Yeah,
and they know something, but it's not necessarily become public knowledge.
Which means that it's going to inevitably get out. Like if these people were able to find out about it, the people who like the reporters who are also looking into this kind of thing are going to find out about it.
Possibly.
That's right. I think
the reporters aren't going to be out like paying people for information though.
No,
right?
Like, I mean,
not like a fucking agency would.
True. No, I think there's going to be some information that comes out here real soon, and so that's why they did this. And so now everybody's like, what do they know? Like what info is about to come out about this crazy son of a bitch? So
we need to go back and watch Lone Ranger, see if it
no, we don't
adds any.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. So
depth to the story.
Armie Hammer news. What do y'all think? Let us know what you think this crazy son of a bitch did. Send us messages on Twitter or Instagram, and we'll
I would like to know if like it's been confirmed that he's actually done this, or if it's just like this kinky fantasy he likes to like skirt around.
I don't know. That's the thing. Like and that's why I think like it still is important if he like killed some sort of animal and like did it in a really fucked up way. Like that is, like they always say, like that's the first step to being a murderer type thing. Like you torture and kill animals, and so like
usually that fucking happens when they're like 10.
kids. Yeah. Hey, it can happen. Don't put an age on anything, Ryan. You can do.
I'm sorry for putting an age on me to serial killer, but sure.
Jesus Christ!
Did you ever watch Dexter?
No, I did not.
Okay.
You and Mom love that show.
Mom watch that show?
Yeah, Mom watched it.
What?
Yeah. Don't ask me why.
Okay.
Anywho,
I can't believe she watched fucking Bridgerton before she finished The Crown.
That doesn't surprise me
at
all. She didn't like it though. She was like, it's too sexual.
Bridgerton?
Yeah.
She watched the whole thing?
She's listening to the audiobook, and the gist that I got is she watched a couple of the first episodes.
So she's watching the show and doing the audiobook all at the same time?
Yeah, so she finished because there's multiple books.
Okay.
So she's finished the first one, and I think she's on the second one right now, the second book. So she's going through the books right now.
Cool.
Bridgerton talk. So the Golden Globes nominations came out last week, Ryan. We did not go through it last week, but we will go through it now. All the noms are all coming out now. I guess we can start promoting something, Ryan.
What's that?
Max.
When are we doing this interview, by the way?
Tomorrow night.
Shit, what time?
4:30.
Okay.
Are you preoccupied, Ryan?
No.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm making sure I know the right time for this interview.
We can look up later.
No, we can't, Ryan. We're doing it.
We're literally live.
Yeah, with one person.
Wow. You can buy that person. Jesus.
5:30. So the Golden Globe nominations came out. We are going to go through those noms right now, but let's make an announcement on the date that the Oscar nominations come out. We will react to those live because I will be off work, and Ryan's going to come up here and watch them be announced with me live, and we will talk with whoever wants to talk about them on YouTube. So go to the Furloughed Film Talks YouTube page, subscribe, and get ready for that on March 15th.
It's March 15th?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that cool with you, Ryan?
Sure.
Cool. So, Ryan, what do you want to go through first with the Golden Globe nominations?
The main thing I want to talk about is how the fuck did Midnight Sky get nominated for Best Score?
Yeah, you got real butthurt about that movie.
Do you want to give a? I think we both did, right?
I only saw like half the movie, so give your 1 minute review of Midnight Sky.
No.
Yes, please.
Awful.
Okay, there you are. So, the Best Picture drama section, or where's the other one? Best Picture musical or comedy. Which one do you want the nominations for first, Ryan?
Let's do the comedy one.
Okay, sure. Musical or
Mother Schmuckers is in there, right?
Yeah, totally.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna win. It's already 3-1 odds to win. So,
they do odds on the Golden Globes.
Some do, yeah. So, Best Motion Picture musical or comedy for the Golden Globe Awards. Numero uno. And these are not, I'm just numbering them. They are not best to worst or least to best, whatever you want to say. Borat, subsequent movie film. Nominated.
Okay.
Hamilton. Nominated.
Okay.
Music. Nominated. Yeah.
Just music?
Yes.
Okay.
It's by Sia.
Cool.
Palm Springs.
Okay.
And The Prom.
The Prom.
The Prom. It's that
I think I've
Netflix
seen like
movie with
one
James
of those.
Corden.
I've seen two of those.
We've seen two of those.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Music has a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is not a good film. A lot of people were pissed that it got nominated.
Well, okay. It says a lot about the year when Borat is nominated for
Yeah, best
for
picture.
anything.
Yeah,
and it was nominated for like 2 or 3 different categories.
Best performance by an actress, Maria Bakalova.
Yep.
And best performance by a actor, Sacha Baron Cohen. So yeah, a little weird.
2020 was a weird fucking year.
Out of those, which do you think wins the Golden Globe for best motion picture, musical, or comedy, Ryan?
Which one do I think will or should?
Will.
Well, I've seen 2 of them, so
I think you can make a guess off the 2 that you've seen.
I would hope Palm Springs does, because that movie was fantastic.
I think Palm Springs wins this as well.
Yeah.
I don't think The Prom is that great from everything that
Hamilton's
I've heard.
not going to win it.
No, Hamilton should not win it. And I don't think Borat, even though it's really fucking funny and like a really great movie,
Yeah.
it's just not like an award winner type of thing. Like, I don't know. It's
I don't know.
it's going to come down to Borat or Palm Springs.
Yeah,
Like,
I could see Borat winning it though. Because it's so like anti-Trump. Like I'm sure all those people are gonna be like,
true. But I don't know. I think Palm Springs, because Palm Springs was the one that like broke the record at Sundance and like was for 17 mil, and
it's really good. It's a really
I'd be
good
kind of
movie.
surprised, but that's gonna be an interesting one to watch just because it's absolutely wide open. Here's the one that is actually going to be where the Best Picture nominations come from for the Academy Awards. So, a Best Motion Picture Drama.
Yeah.
We got The Father, which stars Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Colman. We need to watch
I
that.
haven't seen that one yet.
It looks really good. Mank.
Okay.
Nomadland.
Okay.
Promising Young Woman.
Okay.
The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Okay.
Out of those 5, Ryan.
Okay, so Mank, Father, Chicago 7, Promising Young Women. It's gonna be Nomadland. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be
Nomadland. So we have not seen that. It is out in IMAX right now, and then it is wide released. I'm pretty sure this Friday. Minari comes out this Friday too. Judas
and Black Klansman comes out this Friday.
Judas and Black Messiah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We were talking about Black Klansman earlier.
Yeah.
So no, I think Nomadland wins this. Supposedly, Trial of the Chicago 7 is getting a lot of hype right now. Like it's number 2 in a lot of people's. It's good. It's really, really good. So
Nomadland comes out on Hulu this Friday, right? Or is it next Friday?
I think it's next Friday. I'm pretty sure it's in theaters this Friday.
Yeah, okay.
Oh wait, no. February 19th.
That's next Friday.
Yeah, so a week from Friday. Yeah, okay. So Searchlight Pictures will debut the film in theaters on February 19th, 2021, after a brief IMAX run with a simultaneous day 1 Hulu release. So that will be next week. If you are in an area that has it in an IMAX theater, it's out right now, so you can go check it out. But if you are not, you'll have to wait until it's either on Hulu or in a theater near you.
So it's probably in IMAX.
It's at North Park.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we need to find a time to go see that.
So we're gonna have a lot of movies to see over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I started making a list today of like all the movies that we need to see before like the awards come. It's like 8 or 9 movies. Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, The Five Bloods, Minari, First Cow, Ma Rainey, Sound of Metal, One Night in Miami, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Wow.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
And that's like just off the top of my head. All right. So let's go through. Those were the 2 big ones. Let's talk about Best Actor Drama and Best Actress Drama. Well, I mean, let's see. Hold on. Oh, actually, let's talk about this because I think this is an interesting subject. Best Screenplay Motion Picture.
Okay.
Emerald Fennell, Promising Young Woman. Jack Fincher, Mank. Aaron Sorkin, The Trial of the Chicago 7. Florian Zeller and Christopher Hampton, The Father, or Chloe Zhao, Nomadland. Do you think there's any universe where they don't give this to Nomadland and they give it to Mank?
Oh yeah. Well, I think there's a universe where they gave it to Aaron Sorkin for sure. Like, yeah. I mean, that's an incredible fucking script.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one that's going to be a lot more wide open than people
Yeah, I mean,
are expecting.
I don't know. I don't like. I think Nomadland has like a much easier path for Best Picture and Best Actress than it does for like just screenplay. Because like Mank and Chicago 7 are like incredible stories.
Yeah, and
that
Mank,
like Mank didn't get like really translated to film quite that well. Like, I mean, it was a pretty good movie, but it wasn't like it didn't blow you away or anything. Not like it's not like Trial of Chicago 7, and it's not like they're saying No Van Land's supposed to be.
But Mank has that extra factor, and I think you always have to remember this with awards, where it's like there's I don't know the right thing to call this, but let's just call it that extra layer of the person who wrote it is no longer with us, or there is a special factor to it where that person had to go through a very long time, and then their son picked it up and basically took it on.
There's the extra dynamic of Mank is about the movie industry. So it's like, they kind of are inclined to do that and give themselves an award, kind of.
Yeah. There's always people who think that they like to pat themselves on the back sometimes, or like give it to people who like, or who have done right by the movie industry. But the one that Ryan was bitching about earlier, Best Original Score Motion Picture, Alexander Desplat, The Midnight Sky, Ludwig Göransson, Tenet, James Newton Howard, News of the World, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, Mank, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, John Baptiste, Soul. Ryan, Midnight Sky's got this in the bag, right?
Okay, like real quick, we have to talk about the music. Like the first thing when you sat down when you got home and I was watching this movie, what did I say to you?
You basically just started talking about how like the music did not fucking match this movie whatsoever.
Like the music was completely inappropriate for whatever was on the screen. Like it literally was a lot of times louder than in the dialogue or any of like the actors and actresses.
Yeah, there was a scene like 5 minutes into me watching it. It was you literally couldn't hear what the actors were saying because the music was this loud.
The music was blaring. Like I don't want to review Midnight Skies. It's just please don't Hollywood. Don't let George Clooney ever direct anything again. For the love of God.
That's a thing we need to dive into at some point because great actor.
Oh yeah, of course.
He's directed some god awful movies.
Yeah, I think he's probably a pretty good producer, but
it's a weird phenomenon that he's like not that great at directing.
I mean, it's not like a sure thing that you are a great director.
No, I know, but he keeps getting awkward
because it's George fucking Clooney.
I know.
So they know the George Clooney,
but like nobody talks about it. Like nobody says like he's not a good director. It's literally just like he keeps doing these fucking movies, and it's like George Clooney's directing another movie, and it's never fucking talked about that. Like
it's definitely under the radar.
Yeah, his movies are not fucking good. So it's like.
Anyways, that being said, I think Tenet should win this one.
Okay. I see. Here's my thing. I always have a hard time of like what I think should win versus what I have a feeling is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mind always goes to like always just defaults to what I think is going to win. I think Reznor and Ross are going to win for one of their movies. Like I think it's going to be
either Soul or
Mank. And we haven't seen Soul, so like I don't know what the soundtrack sounds like there, but I could see Tenet winning.
Yeah,
it's just having them be nominated for two movies like kind of feels like almost like a hey, like we're gonna give it to you one of these times.
Like I don't know, I guess we need to see Soul, but
yeah,
the music in like just the score of Tenet was just so impactful. It's like an additional character in the movie. Like
yeah, the Tenet score is really great.
I mean, it's incredibly good.
And maybe this is where they kind of give them, an award for this movie where it's like Yeah, here's one. Like, because they're not going to win much else other than like the technical stuff, I think.
Right.
So,
which the Golden Globes doesn't really have, right?
no, they don't have technical at all. Yeah, because I had a conversation with Garrett about that because he was like, "I'm so surprised they didn't get nominated for more stuff," and I was like, "They're just not. This is not the place for them right now."
Right. Yeah.
So they'll have a way more Oscar stuff like that will get them a lot more nominations, which I'm really excited to see that on the 15th.
Yeah, I could see either. I mean, again, we have to see Soul, but I could see either Mank or Tenet.
Yeah, I could see
Taking that
Mank
one.
winning that too. There's no way, dude. Okay, what do we do if Midnight Sky wins this award?
There's no fucking chance.
But
There's no chance.
Let's just like
we shut down our show. We're done forever.
It's the craziest
Like,
shit that they were even nominated. So like we have to have some like payoff ridiculous shit that we do if they win this award.
I mean,
just for the hilarity of the moment.
Do you have something in mind?
No, I don't. That's why we're brainstorming this right now. There's got to be something ridiculous. Oh, come on. There's got to be something.
I don't know. We have to wear fucking onesies in our live stream. I
like it.
Okay.
We'll both wear banana costumes if it happens.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. All right, cool. Banana costumes.
No. We should get Care Bear onesies.
Okay.
All
right.
You down?
Yeah, I call it the blue one.
I'll be the Shamrock.
Cool. So we're wearing Care Bear onesies if they fucking win this award.
If those are a thing.
If Midnight Sky wins.
Yes.
Dude, I'm gonna laugh so hard. I have a feeling.
There's no fucking way. No one in their right mind.
I have a feeling. Because of who it is.
Honestly, if that happens, I'm done. I'm never like.
You're done with the show?
I'm done with this show. Like I'm not.
Bullshit.
I can't ever watch anything ever again and like give my opinion on it. If fucking Midnight Sky.
Just because of who the conductor is that the right word?
Sure.
I think he's
the
won.
Composer,
that's the right word. I think he's won one before. That's why I'm like, I have.
Then what the fuck was he doing?
I have a weird feeling that they're gonna be cool with like what he did in this, and it's gonna be hilarious. Yeah, he's won for. He won for The Shape of Water.
Oh, really?
And The Grand Budapest Hotel, which is one of my favorite movies.
Okay, so how
I don't know, dude. Oh, he did Little Women too.
Seriously?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with this one. It was bad.
He won the BAFTA award for Best Film Music for The King's Speech, Grand Budapest Hotel, and Shape of Water. Golden Globe for Best Original Score with The Painted Veil and The Shape of Water. So like he's won it in years where like he didn't win the Oscar. So like
he's won a Golden Globe.
He's won two,
but didn't get the Oscar that year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it could happen.
We'll see.
And I'll love it if it happens. I will laugh so hard if it happens. But any last thoughts on the Golden Globes, Ryan?
Do you want to talk about actresses and actors?
I would like to, but I think these are so very obvious of who's going to win.
Let's at least give our audience the.
Okay, so best performance by an actress in a motion picture drama: Viola Davis, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Yeah, Andra Day, The United States versus Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby, Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand, Nomadland, Carey Mulligan, Promising Young Woman. I think either Viola Davis or Frances McDormand's going to have this pretty much wrapped up.
It's probably going to be Frances McDormand.
Yeah, and then Dark Horse is Carey Mulligan. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama: Riz Ahmed, Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins, The Father, Gary Oldman, Mank, Tahar Ram, The Mauritanian. This will be either Boseman or Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal.
Yeah.
So I think Boseman gets this one. Best performance by an actress in a motion picture, musical, or comedy: Maria Bakalova, Borat, subsequent movie film; Kate Hudson, music; Michelle Pfeiffer, French Exit; Rosamund Pike, I Care a Lot; Anya Taylor-Joy, Emma.
Okay. I really hope.
I think they give this to Maria.
I hope so.
That'd be fucking
I
cool.
really hope she wins it for.
I honestly like that would make me really, really happy if they did that.
Yeah, 100%.
Hi.
Might have to pause this.
Just he had to go outside. One more. So, best performance by an actor in a motion picture, music, or comedy: Sacha Baron Cohen, Borat subsequent movie film, James Corden, The Prom, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Hamilton, Dev Patel, The Personal History of David Copperfield, and Andy Samberg, Palm Springs.
I don't know. That's kind of a.
This is either going to be Samberg or Cohen, which comes down to
That's fucking crazy.
whoever will be winning. I think Cohen takes this.
So in the Academy Awards, they just have Best Actor and Best Actress without like categories, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with Best Picture.
Okay. Yeah. Then we won't have this craziness of fucking Andy Samberg versus Sacha Baron Cohen.
No, absolutely not. That will not happen in the Oscars. But it looks like Max needs to go outside real quick.
Yeah, so we're going to take a 5-minute break.
We'll be back in 5 minutes while Max goes outside. And then we will review what, Ryan?
Malcolm Marie?
Woo!
Okay, so just let this run?
Yeah.
Sorry to the one person who's watching.
sit here and talk to people and chat with them.
All right, come on, go post up.
Bye, Max. I'm going to go Instagram Live, Ryan.
Oh, you did that. Something else cool from Market Boss's keynote. Someone asked him, like, hey, because he kept talking about doing.
What's up, guys? So we were taking a quick break on the YouTube live. We're doing live YouTubes now. It's a live YouTube stream. So Ryan is downstairs taking Max out for a quick bathroom break. But I'm here to talk and get ready for our review of Malcolm and Marie. If anybody is interested in hearing about that, hang on. We're telling more followers to join your video. That's always fun. See who hops on. We will be talking about Malcolm and Marie. If you see this later on Instagram and you just happen to scroll by this video and see it and watch it, the episode with our Malcolm and Marie review will be tomorrow on all podcast platforms, so check that out. We live stream all of our episodes Monday nights starting around 8:30. and Thursday nights starting around 8:30. So hop on, chat with us, let us know what you're doing on those nights. If you have any questions about movies or what's going on with anything in the film news world, we'll definitely try to get back and chat with you guys and let you know what we think about what's going on. But let's see if anybody hops on while we're on here, man. Start inviting people. It's always fun. Gabe is on. How are you, Gabe? I hope you are having a great. Oh, and Nick Chapey, old high school friend. Hope you're doing well. He sent me a. Oh God, he sent me a message about a movie a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I didn't know he was. Yeah, I'm good, Gabe. We're talking about Malcolm and Marie here in a minute. What's up, Dev? I hope you're well. So yeah, we will be talking. Anybody have any questions about movies? What's everybody been watching lately? What are some movies people have been watching this past weekend? I think Ryan's back. I don't know what's happening down there, but anybody watched anything recently? Has anybody watched Malcolm and Marie this past weekend? What they think? We will be giving our review here very soon. Yeah. What series have you watched recently? Angle has joined us. Welcome. We're just talking about any shows or movies people have watched recently, what they thought about those. Ryan's back.
What's up?
Finally.
Want to get on my seat, bro?
Not really.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right, guys. We're going to go back to talking about Malcolm and Marie. Everybody have a great night. Got a couple people on.
Cool.
So Malcolm and Marie time. Ryan, the movie directed by
Sam Levinson.
You knew that. Okay.
Yeah.
And starring Zendaya
and John David Washington.
What's this movie about, Ryan?
This is about a couple who get back from the boyfriend's Malcolm's movie premiere.
Yes.
He's a writer and director.
Yes.
And they have a fight for an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's basically the whole movie.
It's literally the fucking movie.
This is when you heard
steaming pile of dog shit.
It's not a dumpster fire review by any means. It's just not a good movie at all. Like,
I guess
it's not a dumpster fire for me because like there's a couple scenes in.
Is there a cutoff on our rating system that like makes it a dumpster fire review?
I think anything under a 2.
This is a dumpster fire for me.
Oh, it's not a dumpster fire for me.
Okay.
I think we'll do it from now on. Like we both have to give it under a 2. Okay. That then triggers the dumpster fire. But until then, no, I think like there's a couple scenes where the acting is really great and they channel some very visceral moments, but it just doesn't come across well because, and they're supposed to be like that. The characters are not supposed to be likable people, and justifications for what they're saying to each other are not supposed to be likable. They're supposed to be very human,
Right.
almost too much of a caricature of what human beings are, and just horrific people. And so,
Yeah. I mean, okay, carry on.
I don't know. And there were a lot of times where it just felt really pretentious and
Yeah.
almost, what's the word? Like talking down to the audience almost, where
Okay.
it was just like, what the fuck are you doing, guys? Like, what the fuck is happening here? And I'm like, when I heard of the concept to begin with, I was like, okay, that'd be cool. That'd be really, really fucking cool. Like, this is an interesting way to do this. Like, I give them props on how they had to like make this movie.
How they made this movie. Like when it came out, we had no idea what the story was going to be. We knew nothing about it other than like it's two actors.
Yeah, and
in
that
a
always
house. Like first movie shot after the pandemic started.
And I'm always
like
excited.
The concept sounded cool.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like the concept, to me, anytime a movie is basically they come out and say like, hey, for this production, we only had 2 people and it's in a house and it all is set in here and it's a very different style of movie and it's very different, dynamic between all the different characters because there's only 2. That always gets me excited because it's like, cool, it's going to be something that we'd never have really seen before. That always gets me excited. And it's just, it doesn't play well and it doesn't really explore what should be a third character in the movie, which is the house. You don't get as much movement as in the house as you probably could have. Now, is that a limitation because of what COVID did, or it just wasn't really written into the script? But I think you could have played with that a whole lot more because in the movie, they make you realize, I think about halfway through, that that's not really their house.
Right.
This is somewhere they're not comfortable. So you make it shown that they're not comfortable by like really playing with that aspect of it as well. And they never really did that.
I think they moved around in the house plenty. Just it was so like overshadowed by the fact that there's like this just over the top argument between them.
Yes.
And like I've been around couples who like fight like this, who like their whole dynamic as a couple is that they fight to the death.
Is just arguing like this?
Yeah, just arguing all the time. They seem like they fucking hate each other.
I don't want to get...
And it's like this constant like argument, make up, argument, make up, argument, make up.
That just sounds so tiring. Like,
oh yeah, I mean it's fucking gruesome. But like,
and here's the thing that like I think is, sorry, I do that. I cut you off.
Well, I'm just saying like I think they showcase the house like well enough, but you weren't paying attention to that. Like the best scene, my favorite scene was literally the opening credits or the opening sequence where they're coming into the house and Marie goes into the bathroom and then Malcom like puts on a song and he's dancing throughout the house with his drink, right? And they literally like had the camera track from the outside of the house through the window, like tracked up and down the house as he's like dancing around the living room and then going into the kitchen. And Marie comes out and is like cooking pasta or some shit.
Macaroni
and
cheese.
Then like, macaroni and cheese. And she's standing at the door smoking a cigarette. And like the camera continues to track like outside the house as he's going around the living room talking that
is
critics.
True. That is really, really true.
So like they use the house and use the setting they had really well. And it's like, kudos to them for like the most interesting scene, in my opinion, was them like really cleverly and smartly like using the kind of like framing the scene as you're an outsider looking in on this couple as they're kind of unwinding what happened at the premiere. And like the story really is like an tangling of not only what happened at the premiere, where like the big fight is over. Malcom didn't thank Marie in his little speech at
Before
the
the
premiere.
movie
For the-
started.
Right. And, not only is Marie upset about that, but she's also upset about how this is indicative of how Malcolm treats the relationship and treats her within the relationship. So, like, the concept is cool, how you're an outsider, looking in on this relationship and, like, the pains and woes of this relationship. And like that sequence, literally looking from the outside of the house into it, is really cool. But then once you get past that sequence, like the rest of the movie is them basically tracking the couple throughout the house,
and
right?
them being as emotionally abusive to each other as they possibly
could. Like the most toxic, like, and that's the thing I was like thinking about about halfway through the movie, where he just completely goes off on
Marie.
Not really. He's like talking about like how the critic.
Oh yeah.
Where he's like running in and out of the house, screaming at the top of his lungs.
And that's when I felt it was really pretentious, because he's throwing out like, they're not this type, they don't know this type of movie, and they don't know this.
Yeah, like he's bringing up like every iconic fucking movie made in the past 75 years.
Just like, shut the fuck up.
But it's like you're like, in a way, you're playing. He like belabored a point about there being some trope about like, I don't know, the
white savior,
yeah, while literally like exhibiting the trope of like the black angry man. Like, I mean, I'm not like casting judgment.
But that's the thing. Like, it wasn't written by a black man; it was written by a white dude.
That's
wrote
exactly
this fucking movie. So it's just like, it's a weird fucking like way to go about making this movie,
right?
And like, I get what you're saying there, and it's just, it doesn't come across well a lot of the different time, and a lot of the people were getting upset about like what their critiques were of critics, which like
I think that was completely fair.
It was, and that's the thing. Like, and here's the funniest thing about it: like, people or critics were getting upset about that critique, and it's literally just like, you're getting upset about the thing when they're critiquing you and you're critiquing them all the time, and it's just like,
right,
shut the fuck up, get over yourself. Like, everybody's like, I think the biggest message that needs to come out of this movie is just like, and it's not even a message from the director, it's just like, if you watch this movie, you need to say this to critics, and you need to say it to this director, and you need to say it with everybody involved. Just fucking get over yourselves. Like, stop like getting butthurt when people don't like your movies, and when people get upset about your critiques or say like, hey, your opinions aren't valid. Just don't get butthurt. Just be like, cool, yeah, like that's your opinion or whatever. Like,
yeah,
it just is so dumb sometimes. And I think that's what, like, when people get upset that they were bashing critics for a second and a half, like, they got really mad about it.
That's dumb. Like, I'm sorry, but that's kind of dumb as shit. Like, and that's not even what the whole like movie is.
Me or
really,
them?
No, the critics getting mad.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
Like, that's not even what the movie is.
It's not
about, like, at all. That
it's literally taking one aspect of the movie, making it about yourself, and then getting pissed off about it.
Yeah, and that actually was like a plot device more than it was like the actual plot of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they, used the like interchange between Malcolm and the critics, and how he's like never got a good review, but then like he finally, like, the LA Times critic like was calling him the next Spike Lee and saying he's like
Barry Jenkins,
marvelous, but somehow like he thinks that's bullshit. And like it was more of a way for Malcolm and Reed to have something else to argue about than it being like a core part of the story, right?
Well, and he was very selective of what he wanted to like hear from those critics, which was, oh, this chick doesn't understand, and like she, thinks this is a trope, but she doesn't understand, blah 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 blah. But then it's like, oh, but she called my movie the best of, like, she was wonderstruck by this movie, or like, it's a wonderful film. And it's like, wait, I thought you were mad about this, or are you now happy about this? Like, you are cherry picking. Like, you don't like when they critique you, but you need the validation when they give you good critiques. Like it is that yin and yang thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hypocritical of you to like to get pissed at critics, but when they say really good stuff about you, you're like, oh yes, give it all to me. I need that validation.
Right. I mean, I don't. So the sad part about this movie is like this could. So if instead of an hour and a half movie, if this was like a 30-minute part of a larger movie, it actually probably would have been like a pretty good story. Right.
Which does that then come back to it is just a
Yeah, I think they forced a movie here.
Is it a victim of COVID where like if this was given time?
It's not no. It's not a victim of COVID. I think it was a bad decision by the director to like try to make something with very limited resources in a very difficult environment.
But that's what I mean. I get what you're saying.
I agree with you, but I don't think the word victim is the right.
Well, and I think what I mean by victim of COVID is like if he had thought like, oh, cool, like this would be a bigger part of a whole movie, but now he's thinking like I couldn't do a whole movie. I could only do it in one set, in one house, where in reality, you would want to see the movie premiere as well, which you can't do a movie premiere scene anymore.
Right.
You could do the house scene, but you couldn't really do anything after the house scene. So you could write all that shit and hold on to it, but like, could you I'm bullshitting.
Right.
Could you have thought I could film all of this back when he wrote this bit of it?
I have no idea, right? Like, I don't know if he came up with the concept like strictly within the confines of COVID, right? Where he was like, okay, this is the resources I have. I have a house and I have a handful of actors and crew. I'm going to write this story. And there was never like a concept to expand like greater than what he could do here.
Well, the story,
like, I don't know if he had like, a longer story.
I don't think he did, because from what I heard, he wrote this in like 2 weeks and it was all based in this house.
Right. And that's why like, the characters and the kind of the relationship he created and the like variables around the relationship.
Yeah.
Like it was interesting. Like it's interesting to see the relationship that like a filmmaker has with his significant other. Even like, I don't think we touched on this, but the character in his film was somewhat inspired or based on his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and his girlfriend Marie is an actress.
Was an actress.
Right.
And so like this is an interesting concept to have, but you would want like in a fully fleshed out feature film, you want to see this couple at their best. You want to see this couple, like you want to get emotionally invested in them as a couple and as individuals before you delve into this conflict, right?
Yeah.
Like just dropping the audience into the conflict and then like letting that conflict play out over an hour and a half with like the conclusion of that conflict not really meaning all that much, because in your heart of hearts that this is probably going to happen within the next like 3 hours again, right? Like sure, they like have some reconciliation at the end of the movie, but like at that point that that relationship cycle is going to lead to the exact same thing within a very short amount of time, right?
I heard somebody, I don't remember who it was, but like, it was a screenwriter that I was listening to that just basically said like the core concept of a story is you have your protagonist, he has a goal he wants to meet, there are obstacles along the way, which is what the story is, and then you have him achieve that goal and the story ends, right?
Yeah.
In this, what in the fuck is Malcolm and Marie's goal here? Is it to find out what was making Marie upset?
No, I mean,
or just to go to bed? Like,
their goal was to win the argument, right? Like,
okay,
their each individual goal was to win their side of the argument.
which is why their relationship is so toxic, because it's not to come to a understanding between the two of them. It's not to make sure that their relationship is okay. It's to win at all cost at the expense of the other person.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I would say probably like the majority of most relationships are exactly like this. Like, if you ever think back on some kind of conflict or argument you've had with one of your girlfriends, like, you're not thinking, oh, how can like I get past this argument and so that we're like having a healthy relationship. You're generally thinking like, how can I destroy the other person because they've pissed me off and I really want to just win this fucking argument because I think I'm in the right.
I think you think that in the moment for sure, but I think once you like cooler heads prevail a little bit, it's like, okay, well, let's talk about this and understand like where each other were at and say like,
but you really think like
let's have common ground here.
I think that's a minority of people. Like, I think
that's fine with me, man. Like,
no, I'm just saying like I think this is reflective of like the majority of people out there and don't really know or care to have like healthy
relationships.
Yeah, so it's like,
No, I get that, but I'm just like, and you get what I'm saying is like I've been in, and I think that's the interesting thing about this movie is it makes you think about what your own relationships are and like what your arguments have been, if they've been that bad. And it's like, maybe they've been that heated, but like, I really hope they were not that emotionally abusive because, dude, some of the shit he says is messed up. And he brings up some really messed up stuff about himself and her.
Yeah.
And that was the part where it was just like, Jesus Christ, dude. So like, I think for me, it was just like that. We've gotten into arguments before, but like, I've always known at the end of the day, like there's going to be those really heated moments. And I always like know that there's going to be a time when I calm down and because I'm always really pissed. Like I'm going to calm down and be like, okay, let's have a legitimate conversation about this.
Right.
Let's get the shit out that we want to say when we're angry. And then let's take some time and then talk later. Because I think that's the healthy thing to do when you are not as pissed off as you are.
Yeah.
But they never do that. They never like, and maybe that is how most relationships are. I'm not going to say.
I don't know. I don't think like they go to that extreme. I'm just saying that like I would say, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. Is like most of my relationships have been like that. Like not to that extreme, but like definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's a weird movie, and it just doesn't. I want to talk about one scene, and this is the only part of the movie that I really liked because it was like an oh shit kind of moment
when she like acts out the
scene. She Zendaya acts out this scene where she like is basically going crazy, and then you realize she's like, how about that for authenticity? And like you realize that she was acting the whole time. It was like, oh damn, okay,
she's actually acting a scene out of Malcolm's movie.
Yeah,
right, because like there's a point where Marie asks Malcolm like, why didn't you cast me in this film, right? And it turns out that like she didn't actually want to. She didn't think she was good enough for it. And then like 10 or 15 minutes after that, she like comes in and is acting out the scene. But you think she's like actually.
Yeah, Malcolm thinks she's like legit has a knife in her hand.
She's a knife. She's like, hey, give me the fucking pills. I'm like, I've never been clean. Like, blah, blah, blah. And then at the very end of it, she's like, how about that for authenticity?
And drops the knife and just walks out.
And Malcolm's like, what the fuck?
The fuck? Like, that's a really cool scene. Like, that made up for a lot of it. But I like that scene.
I really like that scene. I really like I said, the opening sequence. But other than that, I mean, shit, it was just.
It's a slog.
Yeah.
It's a slog of a movie. Ryan, what would you give Malcolm and Marie on Netflix?
I'm gonna give
it a Max Jindo head.
Just on the threshold of hell 2.0.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5. So
Yeah.
just a very like, let's say this. I think Zendaya is gonna get. I think she's been nominated for this performance. She deserves it. Like, she's pretty good in this.
She's very good.
Yeah. So like, I think this makes up for a lot of it.
And
but-
John David Washington, like I asked you this while we were watching it, if you thought he was a very good actor,
Mhm.
it's like in both Tenet and in this, there's streaks where he's like a phenomenal actor, and then there's streaks where he's like really not that great.
No, and that's the. I honestly think that's a problem. It's just when he's on, he's on. When he's not, it's like
right.
And so I know which scenes you're talking about. And it's like, holy hell, like you are fucking acting your ass off.
Really,
right
really
now.
good. And then there's scenes like, but I unfortunately for this movie, like there were few instances of phenomenal acting, and then the majority of the movie was like average, mediocre, and then there were like, a good bit of it was like, damn, that's not.
What did you think of the black and white?
I liked it a lot,
Okay.
actually. Yeah.
This is the only time I really usually like black and white. I could have done without it this time, but like
I especially like that, maybe except for her dress, but like most of the wardrobe wasn't like the actual.
if
If it had been colorized, it was actually black and white.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought it looked really good.
It's an interesting movie. I think if you're a person who loves movies, I think if you should check this out just because it's an interesting watch because of the fact of how they had to make it. If you know the background behind it, and you can see, because if you didn't know any of that and you just turned it on and watched it, you're like, why the fuck is this all in just one house? Like, you need the backstory.
Because the production happened in, was it June last year?
May or June.
Yeah.
It was pretty early
I
on.
thought it was June or July, but yeah. And then Netflix paid what, $20 million?
They paid a lot of money for this, man. It's the number one on Netflix right now. So
Zendaya is gonna really.
And
sell
John David Washington is a pretty
Yeah.
big actor now in and of his own.
You know what I was thinking? Like, without even fucking watching the show at all.
Movie.
Huh?
You said show.
No, Euphoria.
Oh, my bad.
Without watching Euphoria at all, like it'd be interesting if he somehow conceptualized this as like the character from Euphoria 5 years after the events of Euphoria. Because isn't in Euphoria she's like kind of really hard into drugs and
I think so.
she's kind of crazy. She's like in her teens or something.
That'd be insane.
I mean,
I'd be kind of cool with that. Actually.
That'd be kind of cool if he was like doing a long-term sequel to Euphoria, but
yeah, filming took place in secret in June and July.
okay, yeah.
So, this is on Netflix. So go check this out if you are interested. If you need something to watch, there are 9 other movies that we have not seen that I would recommend before that. But check it out if you are interested. But Ryan, we had a dog walking break.
Yep.
We had cannibalism talk. We had Golden Globe talks, and we had Netflix talks.
Malcolm Marie talkie talks.
This has been a fun episode of the Furloughed Film Talks podcast, number 76. The Philadelphia 76ers.
I didn't put the number of our episode. In
That's
the title.
unfortunate. So
Whoops.
we'll
I'll
be
add it in there.
back Thursday with our next episode on a live stream and everywhere on Friday. We live stream our episodes now Monday and Thursdays. So go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Furloughed Film Talks, on Instagram at Furloughed Film Talks, and on Twitter at Furloughed Film. Remember, tell 3 of your friends. We had a lot of listeners to the last episode. We appreciate you. Show us the appreciations to our tell 3 of your friends. We really appreciate you guys listening to this stuff. And we will talk to you guys next time.
Adios, amigos.
Show it to our butthole.